Did your grandparents' closet, when you went into it, like mine, could you go in and smell mothballs?
It smelled like old people.
Yeah.
Similar waft I get from you.
Mothballs. But so if you smelled mothballs, how'd you get their little legs apart? All that for that punchline. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Here till Thursday. Try the meatloaf. Juice!
Hey, welcome back to our Stupid Rex with the Idiot Sub Corbin.
I'm a moron.
You can follow us on Instagram,
Twitter,
Patreon, follow us Twitter,
drink it.
Follow us on person.
Whoa!
Links in the description below.
Still going up. Wow, look at
that. Today we're acting to a old Hindi song. You want to know any information about it?
Nothing.
Context is terrible.
Who needs context, especially when it's Kamal Hassan?
It's not.
Oh.
But we actually have reacted to, I think, 2 songs from this. Shree 420.
Yes.
It was a very picturesque song. It was very old school Hollywood, very, very pretty. It has Raj Kapoor,
Manna Day. And we had asked this before. I wonder if there was a Mohini Day relationship.
And it's called Mud Mud Ki Na Dekh.
Prabhu Chandra Day, known by his stage name Manna Day, was an internationally acclaimed Indian playback singer, music director, musician, and Indian classical vocalist. He was considered as the classical titan. The classical titan. In Bengali cinema, Day's voice acquired star power, matching the persona of the towering Uttam Kumar. Mud Mud Ki Na Dekh was Asha Bhosle's first hit song. Nadira was born as to Florence Ezekiel in a Baghdadi Jewish family. Wow. Her family migrated from Baghdad to Bombay in search of business opportunities when she was an infant. After she played a screen villain in the Shree 420, she was typecast by the industry and never played a heroine again.
Oh. But villains are more fun.
It's true. That'd be a great thing to be typecast as a villain.
I would love it.
Oh, that'd be great. But typecasting, back not too long ago, but it's not as prevalent, at least not here in the U.S., and it seems to be getting less prevalent in India. Mm-hmm. But yeah, there was a time. I mean, just as simple as if you were a TV actor, you weren't doing movies.
Yeah, it helped because of TV.
Yeah,
it has taken off so much.
Cable.
Yeah. So like you can play a villain on Game of Thrones, and then go on and play something like a lead in a film, and go on and play a different lead in a different show. It's just there's so many opportunities now, and it's happening in India too with the OTT platforms.
Yeah, it's a veritable renaissance of artistic possibilities.
This is probably the golden age of television, honestly.
Yeah, it really is.
Even though obviously there were classic shows, but like this is like the best television. Well, like, we're coming out with we have superhero television shows,
right? And the amount of shows, the amount of work is unprecedented. Like when I was a kid, there were only like the major networks: CBS, ABC, NBC, local television networks of KTTV and KTLA and KCOP, and that was it.
And OBGYN.
Yeah,
here we go.
Great channel.
It's not.
No, but it's like Snow White high.
Yeah, it is.
These girls are adorable.
It's almost like Very Disney.
Very Disney. She's having, bless her heart, she was having a hard time spotting her turns. That was interesting. His face was entirely shadowed until the girls arrived, and then his face lit up. So it's like his past was in shadow, and now this way it's lit.
It's giving me Jon Stewart vibes. Jimmy Stewart.
And now, Ricky Ricardo and the Copacabana Band. It sounds like Ricky Ricardo and the Copacabana Band.
जिंदगानी के सफर में तू अकेला ही नहीं है हम भी तेरे हम सफर है
Hey!
जिंदगानी के सफर में तू अकेला ही नहीं है हम भी तेरे हम सफर है मुड़ मुड़ के ना देख मुड़ मुड़ के मुड़ मुड़ के ना देख मुड़ मुड़ के मुड़ मुड़ के ना देख मुड़ मुड़ के मुड़ मुड़ के ना देख मुड़ मुड़ के
नैना से नैना जो मिला के देखे मौसम के साथ मुस्कुरा के देखे दुनिया उसी की है जो आगे देखे
नैना से नैना जो मिला के देखे मौसम के साथ मुस्कुरा के देखे दुनिया उसी की है जो आगे देखे
Massive.
मुड़ मुड़ के ना देख
Yes.
मुड़ मुड़ के ना देख मुड़ मुड़ के मुड़ मुड़ के ना देख मुड़ मुड़ के मुड़ मुड़ के ना देख मुड़ मुड़ के
दुनिया के साथ जो बदलता जाए जो इसके सांचे में ही ढलता जाए दुनिया उसी की है जो चलता जाए
दुनिया के साथ जो बदलता जाए जो इसके साथ में ही ढलता जाए दुनिया उसी की है जो चलता जाए
मुड़ के ना देख मुड़ मुड़ के
Don't be the
ना देख
day, day,
मुड़ मुड़ के ना देख
day, one minute, day.
जिंदगानी के सफर में तू अकेला ही नहीं है हम भी तेरे हम सफर है
जिंदगानी के सफर में तू अकेला ही नहीं है हम भी तेरे हम सफर में
मुड़ मुड़ के ना देख मुड़ मुड़ के 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 मुड़ मुड़ के ना देख मुड़ मुड़ के
Thank you,
Thank you,
Soumya.
Soumya. Very fun, man. Yeah, this every song we've seen, because we've seen. I don't know if you remember the first one. Do you remember the first one? The walking down with the umbrella. It's black and
On the
white.
street.
They're walking down the street.
Yes, yes.
It's a great song, very cinematic. It was
Yep.
absolutely beautiful. And I think there was another one, and it was almost a party-ish style as well. I think he leaves the party I think that's what he was, and he sings and dances with the people outside.
Yes, I remember that one.
I believe that
Yeah,
was
the
also-
people, he's with the wealthy people, but
Yeah.
then he's happier outside with
Yeah.
the lesser...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so every single song has been great. I'm trying to keep track of for when we do the next classic month, even though that's not the only time we watch classics, of what we're going to watch. This is high on the list of, because I know it's like one of the biggest classic Bollywood films ever. Also, I don't believe we've been introduced to Raj
Kapoor,
in
no.
terms of his acting.
Yeah.
I know you've seen him in many videos, but that, and then there's Mughal-e something, that big epic classic, and then there's so many others, but this one looks so good. It looks like a big classic old school Hollywood film.
And that was one heck of a set. Like that opening shot, they must have been so happy on that first establishing shot when they finally had it up and they were saying action, because all of those lights blinking in syncopation and all of the costuming, that was one heck of a production for that number.
Yeah,
that was fun.
That was very, very fun. Should this be the first Raj Kapoor film that we watch? I know he has a long career, and he's part of the Kapoor clan.
And is there a relationship to
the
Manna
Kapoor?
Day and Mohini Day?
I believe so.
I would think it's. I mean, more I read about Manna Day and musician, classical vocalist. It wouldn't surprise me at all if she's from that family, but it also could just be a coincidence.
Oh, they put the same thing that we read in the description, but they put it as trivia.
Oh,
But there was
trivia rather than facts.
but there's something about watching classics, man, because it's obviously when it's done well, of course.
Yeah.
But because you get to watch it with a different mindset because you're not going to judge it the same way you're going to judge a film that comes out now.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have the same technology. It was a very different time in terms of how people were performing and all that kind of stuff. And it's also the same thing. It was sad that, do you think people got typecast more because producers just weren't that creative and they didn't want to take any risks?
Yeah, no, I think the typecasting simply stemmed from the fact that once you hit the mother lode, the odds are you're not going to get lightning twice. So since we found success with you this way, we're not going to risk you being seen in another light. And that's very much been the case for a lot of people who break. I mean, even in modern day, we've talked about this before. Robin Williams, he was a stand-up comic, but before he was a stand-up comic, he was an actor. He studied at Juilliard, and that was his passion. And one of the things that really bothered him was the fact that he was respected as a dramatic actor, but when he did really creepy roles, like one of my favorite roles of his is 1 Hour Photo. But it didn't do well, and Robin Williams fans were like, don't do that again. We don't want to watch you do that. And for me, I was like,
Yeah.
that's an awesome role. Robin never does that.
It's changed even now. From what was that, early 2000s? In the 20 years, I think it would be more well received now, especially if it's like this is an HBO film.
Greater
This is,
acceptance. I think there's a much greater acceptance for stars, both in Indian cinema and in American cinema, to branch out and just do anything now.
Because people still like escapism, but audiences have grown and they want story and they want something different than what you get, because it's an oversaturated market.
Yeah.
And so now it's like, if you want me to watch your film, you have to bring something different.
Yeah, like even the actors from the Marvel franchise who are branching out and doing other films, they're not getting flack. They're still, their fan base is loving watching them and not expecting them to just stay as one of the Avengers.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's a lot easier now, but back then, the theory was, because again, especially in movies, a lot of money was riding on
It's
you.
actually bad now if you could always do the same thing.
Yeah.
People are like, that's all he can do.
Yeah, don't get typecast as that. You're a one-string guitar player.
You don't want to be Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Okay, first of all, you're talking about the next president of the United States.